Hi, this is me back. We have just the soup meat and the soup bones and a little salt and the onions in the soup. We're boiling it, and as you can see, it's foaming up. It's forming a little foam on the top. So I'm going to take the little strainer and I'm going to scoop, as you can see, we don't need that, into, I'm going to go back, scoop. This just takes the extra fat from the bone that you don't need in the soup. And I'm going to keep doing that, avoiding those little carrots that I put in there. So you're going to be scraping until it's scraped out. You're going to let it keep boiling, and you'll keep scraping for about 20 minutes. Then you're going to turn it down a little bit, and then you're going to add the vegetables. You're going to add the potatoes, the carrots, the celery. You're going to put that in there, and you're going to bring it up to another boil and just then put it down to simmer. And I will be back to let you know how to put the ingredients in. The pepper, the ketchup, the beef broth, and the better than bouillon in there to give it some flavor. This also lets you have the soup a little sooner than cooking it for 3 or 4 hours like my grandmother used to do. In the meantime, I've gotten another pot, about 3/4 full, with some salt and a little oil. This is going to be for the kluskis. This is for the dumplings that are going to go into the soup. The ingredients, I'm going to come over here, around the table, right here. Let me turn this over. Okay, we've got, I'm going to do 4 cups of flour. We've got 4 cups of flour. If we have 4 cups of flour, we have 4 eggs. Then we have cooking oil and salt and water and a tablespoon. That's really all we need to be able to do this. Now I'm going to try and set up the video to where I can put these ingredients in. There we go. Okay. And you can kind of see. Alrighty. I'm going to take a separate measuring cup and I'm going to put the 4 eggs in. 1, 2, 4. An egg for each cup of flour that you're making. This makes quite a bit of kluski with just even the 4 cups. Enough for a family. And then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. 1, 2. And then you're going to do 2 tablespoons of salt. 1. Remember, this is making a huge batch, so it looks like it might be a lot of salt, but it really isn't. And the dumplings taste pretty flat if you don't. Then I'm going to mix this up. And then I'm going to add some water. I'm going to just add, I don't want to add too much because I want to use all of it in this flour eventually. And I'm going to mix it up again. Then I'm going to take the flour and I'm going to make a hole like this. Just make a little hole. Spread it out like this. Just so that the liquid can get in there. See that? Then I'm going to pour this in the middle. And then I kind of fold the flour into the egg, oil, and salt mixture. As you can see, I take a little bit off the sides, mix it, scrape a little bit off the sides. I'm still kind of in a hole here. Can you see that? Keep mixing, mixing. See, it still has a lot of flour in there. So I'm going to add the rest of this. Kind of little by little because it's easier to fold in if it isn't all at once in there. As you can see, folding it in and it's making a doughy mixture. And I don't want it too thick because then the dumplings are too chewy. So if we want them a little more airy, we're going to use a little more liquid. So I'm going to use the rest of this liquid. I may have to use more water. So I'm going to, as you can see, I'm still kind of folding it in, scraping it around the sides, just using this big tablespoon. Okay. As you can see, it looks like there's still a lot. So I'm going to take this water, and I'm going to keep adding water until I can look in here. And it's a little thinner than pasty. And it's a hit and miss because my grandmother just used to throw it in there. My dad too. And when I asked them for the recipe, they just said a little dash of this, a little dash of that. So over the years, it's also in the cookbook that my kids got from Nadia on how to make it. As you can see, it's getting, can you see this consistency? I personally think it still needs more water because if you can see it, it's still a little too doughy. So I'm going to take the rest of this and add it. In the meantime, the water's boiling, getting ready for them, and I'll have to do a separate thing on flicking the dough into the boiling water to make the kluskis. Because as you can see, there's still a little bit of dry. Can you look on there? That I haven't scraped off the bottom. And when I'm ready to put it on, I usually put it on a cutting board and flick it off the cutting board into the boiling water. So I'll show you that at a different video. But this is looking more like the consistency. In fact, I think I might add even a little more water, and I'll do that off camera. And when I'm ready to do it, I'll show you the consistency again. Okay? Bye.